What's going on, guys? This is Luke Mind Power. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is another day, another blessing. It's so great to have you on board wherever you are. Turn your headphones or speakers up because this is going to be an awesome, awesome episode of the Hustle and Motivate podcast, episode number 6. So excited to continue to give value, continue to give back, continue to inspire, continue to speak, continue to do what I love. You know, this is definitely something that I truly, truly enjoy. I am live streaming through Facebook, which is truly awesome because I really love connecting with people. I really love, using this whole technologically advanced platform and this world that we're living in to actually make a difference and to inspire people from around the world. It's amazing the connections that I've made with people, especially when I started my journey on Instagram and doing Instagram live videos and posting my own content and using these hashtags, which are incredible because, there's so many millions of people using social media and finding your posts. And there are millions of posts out there that people are getting connected with, that people are inspired by certain things. And if you look at Instagram, for example, it is a complete platform. It's a complete marketplace of whatever it is that you're interested in. You can type it in the search bar and you can type in, vegetables. You can type in house. You can type in property development. You can type in snapback hats. You can type in basketball. You can type in cars, supercars. You can type in Nike shoes. Whatever it is that you want to search for, you can type in animals, dogs, sharks. You can type in microphones and you will find it on Instagram. It's crazy, so it really, really is a useful tool, not only Instagram, but Facebook as well, of, a marketplace where if you're promoting something, if you're trying to grow a business or a brand, or you're trying to, shine your light and spread it with the world. If you're not utilizing social media, get out there and take some action and do it because, it is a slow process. Don't get me wrong. I mean, this has taken me a good 9 months to really build, but it's, action every day. You know what I mean? Action every day. You definitely do have to have a desire for actually growing, learning, connecting with people, something that I actually never ever understood. And I still am. I'm an introvert. I'm introverted. I may seem extroverted when I get really, really connective with my speaking and I start projecting really powerful energy, and I feel like motivation where you're listening to me and you're like, damn, his power is so cool. I can feel his energy. He's on top of the world. He's climbing to that mountain. And when he gets to that mountain, he's not just going to make a settlement and say, okay, that's enough. He's going to go and start climbing the next mountain because it's never enough and never make a settlement. And it's blissful dissatisfaction. It's like you get to that goal, you get to the mountain peak, you see the view, you tell the story, it's damn good to tell, and then you keep pushing because you keep believing in yourself and you want to get to the next peak because it's never enough because a life is a journey, You're continuously able to grow and elevate your state of mind and become better and better and better. And so using this platform with, me talking about being an introvert, me talking about I never liked to travel or go overseas and explore because I was afraid of going into a country where I couldn't speak the language or I didn't know where I was. I was always stuck in my comfort zone. Even when I would stay in hotels, I don't want to stay in a hostel because I want to have my own private room. I don't want to have 6 other people in there. So there was just a lot of things in my life that I was doing, I was very introverted. I was very closed. I wouldn't do it unless I was probably with 2 or 3 friends, So, and I sort of, I don't know, I had this kind of different kind of mindset of, oh, I'm too good. I have to stay in a hotel. I'm too good, but I'm in $50,000 debt. That's how I would think, you know what I mean? And I think that's a lot of us, growing up as well, even the younger generation now. It's, it's all about, and I went through it, it's all about looking cool, right? Everyone wants to have the nice shoes, the nice car, the nice clothes, but no one's willing to actually work hard for it. to actually buy it with your own cash. Everybody's always using these credits and loans, and you find yourself in debt. Everybody wants it quicker than actually making the money. You know, I had a situation with my niece, the other day, and she wanted to buy these bracelets, really wanted to buy these bracelets. And she's actually helping me with one of, a bit of my social media, right? And she wanted these bracelets, but she hadn't made the money for it yet, but she really wanted it, and she wanted to take a credit. She wanted to buy it now, and then she would pay the money back later. And that's something that I actually did for so long. I got loans and I bought these cars and I bought all the things that I had, and I traveled overseas whenever I did, but I never had the money for it. It was all loans, continuous debt, right? And it's like, man, it's the same thing as chasing your dreams. You have to be willing to sacrifice yourself for like 10 years so that for the rest of your life, or 20 years, however long it takes to get to your dream, so that then you can live your life in financial freedom. Everybody wants everything instantly. And it's, even on the net, you got Afterpay and some other, PayPal or whatever it is that allows you to buy a product without paying for it. And then you can pay it in 4 installments after the fact. And it'll start in 2 weeks, but you can have the product straight away. And that automatically puts you in debt. Like, it's giving you that bad mindset of understanding that, you can have whatever you want right now if you want it, instead of saying, hey, work hard, save your money, don't pay debt, don't pay interest, don't allow other corporations and companies to feed off you and make money from you. Do the right thing. And I'm not going to brag and promote about all this, debt and all this shit, but it's just a common thing because I went through it. You know what I mean? So just to make people more aware, especially the younger folks, So I told her that after a couple of weeks of her taking action and working and doing some work for me with my social media, that if she did what I asked her to do, that I would then get her these bracelets. And that way, it taught her that you can't just have everything you want straight away. You got to work for it. You got to spend the money that you actually have, not spend money that you don't have. So, definitely something to incorporate into like kids' minds. Like my parents did the best that they could with me, right? But at the same time, my dad was a taxi driver. He was working nearly 6 to 7 days a week. So he was hardly ever home. When I would come back from school, he was going to work. 4 kids in the house. My mum had to raise us. And so it was not easy, right? She was consumed with her job, with what she was doing with her, community stuff and the church and raising 3 girls and a son. It was tough. You know what I mean? So it was not easy for her to teach us every single thing, but I have so much gratitude for my experience, for my life experience, for everything that I've gone through, because it taught me so much, and the one thing that definitely had a major impact, and something that I'm learning about myself now, is I did an interview with Evan Carmichael, who is an entrepreneur on Instagram and obviously in real life, but he does jump on Instagram. He's got quite a big following. And I did an interview with him at the beginning of this year, and he asked me this amazing question. And he said to me, okay, you've been through your life experience, you've done all this stuff. What would you say to yourself 6 years ago? If you could change your life, what would you say to yourself 6 years ago? To the 2013 Luke, what would you say to him for him to change his life? And I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to answer that question. He had me stunned. He had me, I was like just sitting there on this Instagram live, and I started getting nervous because I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm speaking to someone and I don't have the answer. I don't know what I would say to my 2013 Luke. And I had to think about it. And you know what? It took me 6 months to find that answer. To find the answer of what I would say. What's going to differentiate me from all the other speakers out there? And finally, I found the answer. And the answer for me was, and I actually got an interview with Evan Carmichael. It's on my Instagram page. You'll see it. And I connected with him again, and I said, Evan, I've got the answer. And he said, what is it? And I said, if I could go back to the 2013 Luke, what would I say to him? And I said that I would absolutely say nothing. I would say, keep living the life that you're living, bro, because in 6 years' time, you're going to have this awakening. You're going to have a transformational moment, and your life is absolutely going to change for the better. So keep living that life experience, because everything is teaching you something, even though you don't see it. So, but now that I've evolved even more, now that I'm more conscious of who I am, now that I'm very, very self-aware of what I'm doing, now I kind of tend to differ with that response. Now I kind of think to myself, wow, you know what? If I could go back 6 years, like I'm 35 this weekend, right, on Sunday. If I could go back to 2013, which is 6 years ago, and speak to myself when I was 29, damn, man, I would smash that guy. I would be like, bro, you are gifted. You are extraordinary. You have so much potential. You've got a passion within you. You've got greatness within you. I would motivate the shit out of my younger self to get him to get out of that relationship, or get him to start believing in himself, start looking at himself in the mirror, start loving himself, stop using cocaine, stop using shit that doesn't serve you, stop surrounding yourself with negative people. And I know that it's all the life experience. It's everything that I went through that's evolved and made me be who I am. But I never had love for myself. I never had belief in myself. I always judged myself according to how I looked. My physical appearance was a big stigma for myself, because I didn't love myself. I would always look at myself in the mirror and judge myself. Oh, my ass is not big enough. Oh, I look different. I look skinny. My legs are lanky. I would judge myself, because you're just comparing yourself to the norm. What does society consider as being the norm? You know what I mean? You get confused in that life because you're always governed by external sources. You're so consumed by everybody's opinions. You're so consumed by what looks good, by the fashion trends, by who's driving what car, what people are doing in their life, what investments people are making, what your parents want. You get so consumed by this life that you're completely lost and you don't know who the fuck you are. And now I definitely know who the fuck I am. But as I said in episode number 5, the reason why I say I don't know who I am is because I'm still evolving. I'm still learning. I'm still leaning into this new version of myself where I don't know what's possible, because I didn't know that I was going to do podcasts. I didn't know that I was going to be jumping on Facebook Live all the time. I didn't know that I've started writing because I want to be a Spotify artist. I didn't know that I'm going to be getting up and speaking in front of people. I didn't know I was going to go to Chicago. I didn't know that Lisa Nichols was going to be coaching me and is my coach, and I'm going to be taught and trained by her. And she's an extraordinary transformational speaker. And if you haven't heard of her, go on YouTube and type in Lisa Nichols, and you'll see what I mean. But she absolutely transformed my life. But I didn't know that was going to happen. You know what I mean? So, now it is the law of attraction. It is, you attract who you are. Like if you're vibrating on a certain frequency, if you're pushing towards your dream, if you're taking action, if you're exposing yourself to this, world and sharing your gift or whatever, people see that. People feed off that energy. And, I've been able to recently come back from North America, connect with a few locals here in Sydney, and now I'm possibly going to be speaking, at a small conference that these people are creating. And so why is that happening? Why is the universe connecting me with these people? Because I'm seeking my dreams. I'm taking action. I'm showing up. I'm living and breathing what I'm doing. And it's the same thing with you. Whatever it is that you're trying to do, you need to be living and breathing it. You need to be taking action. You need to be pushing forward continuously. And you get noticed. People can feel your energy. People can connect with you when they see that you're in tune with who you are and you're loving what you're doing. People want to be around that positivity. People will want to work with you. But if you're stagnant, if you don't have that belief, if you don't have that love for yourself, if you're not empowered, if you don't have the right people around you, if your wife or your girlfriend is not building you up, is not empowering you, if your boyfriend or your husband is not empowering you and making you a better person, if your family is not empowering you, if your friends are not believing in you or they're not supporting you, then you need to shut the door. You need to be courageous enough to say, you know what? Okay, I need to have a conversation. I need to let these people know that I'm doing something that I love. I need their support. I want their support. I need their belief. And if they're not giving it to you, then you need to be willing to disconnect yourself. Probably the hardest thing to do. I'll mention this again, that sometimes the people that are the closest to you are the people that do not believe in you. And why don't they believe in you? Because they don't believe that greatness could be so close to them. It's tough, especially when you're living in the mediocre world, when you're living in the rat race, when you're living in the routine life, when you're doing the same thing Monday to Friday grind, when you're getting up on Monday and you don't really want to go to work, but you just do it anyway because you need to pay the bills. And when you're living in that mindset and you're always waiting for Friday and you wait to Wednesday and it's hump day and you're living in that freaking, this is a rat race. This is like a world of, everybody's just following each other and we're doing the same shit over and over and over and over and over again. And to get out of that is very tough. Like I am fighting to conquer myself. I am fighting my life so that I can live in financial freedom. I can live in, freedom to do whatever I want, whenever I want, and not be stuck by some corporation or some company that is just making money from me, or that I'm going to work for and I'm making money for them and they're just paying me a little bit. And it's hard. It is so hard. But yes, the beautiful thing about different corporations and whatever company that you work for or job that you do, that if you really like it, if you really truly enjoy what you're doing, that's a blessing. Honor that, lean into that and say, you know what, maybe I am living a mediocre life, but I'm happy. If your truth is there and you feel happy, hey, I support you. I want to see you win. I want your happiness to be even greater, right? But you may or may not be limiting your potential. But maybe you're not. And if you're not, it's beautiful. Don't think that what I'm saying is against people who want to live in that comfort zone, that want to, have achieved a certain thing in their life. And that's all they want, because this lifestyle that I'm living and how I envision my dreams and what I'm doing is not for everyone. There are people out there that have to be the garbage collector. There are people out there that have to work at this local supermarket, that want to work in a cafe and be a waitress. Everybody's got to do these kind of jobs. It's whether you want to start there and move up or whether you want to start there and just keep doing that for the rest of your life. Whether you want to be an Uber driver or you want to be one of those dudes that delivers food on a bike. And I see these people. And I think to myself, I'm going, wow, you have a lot of immigrants or people coming from overseas and they come to Australia and these are the kind of jobs that they're doing. But at the same time thinking about it and going, well, you know what? They came from a place of poverty or a place where they didn't have opportunity, and all of a sudden they've got opportunity. All of a sudden they have a job. Maybe they were living in the slums or in some place in India or in China or wherever, maybe in Iran or Africa somewhere, and they came from nothing and they came to Australia and they had opportunity, and now they're doing an Uber driving job, or now they're delivering food on a bike, and that's like luxury. They're actually not taking it for granted. They're actually blessed, and they're like, wow, I have a job. I'm getting paid. You know what I mean? And that's also being able to look at it from that as perspective, because when you're born in a first world country, when you're born in a place like Australia that has so much opportunity, that you can actually focus and achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve. There's so much, the chance of you living your life on your terms, it's very possible. You take it for granted. You take it for granted because you have absolutely everything you want. And when you have everything you want for so long, you get comfortable with that. It's like you need to have a reality check and go, you know what? I think it's time that we went to a third world country, or we went to some place like Colombia, for example, and this is not dissing any of Colombians, but when I was there in 2012, there were places like, the mountains and the slums, and you could see that people were living in poverty. You could see that there were, different, like that environment there. There were some nice suburbs, but there was also a lot of poverty. I could see these huts and these, people on the street begging for money and dancing on the street. You know what I mean? And it's like reality check, man. If you're in Australia, wow, we are really blessed. And I'm sure there's other countries out there, that have as much opportunity as Australia. But it's just about your perspective of what you can achieve. Being grateful and knowing that your journey is your own. You are different. That's what makes you perfect. And owning that, not comparing yourself to my journey. You can listen to what I'm talking about, be inspired, and maybe move your life in a certain direction. But you don't compare yourself to me and say, wow, if he's doing that, I should be doing. No, you shouldn't be doing shit. You should be following your truth. I'm not promoting copying me. I'm not promoting you looking at me and saying, I want to be like him. No, you don't want to be like me. You are not me. You are an individual. You are an anomaly. You are distinctive and you are different. That's what makes you perfect. You lean into that difference. You lean to lean into your power from within yourself, your truth, and keep pushing yourself in that direction. The more you take action, the more you build that momentum within yourself, the more you get confident by doing that. And that's where the beauty, that's where the abundance is. Not comparing yourself to anyone. Because very easy to get lost because you're always looking at what other people are doing. One thing I love with my social media journey, with me doing what I love and speaking and jumping on a Facebook Live and doing my podcast is I do not sit on social media and look at other motivational speakers and try to be like them. Or entrepreneurs and where they do videos and their content. I do not try to be like anyone. You can learn and you can take bits and pieces, but understanding how, your journey is completely different and you are completely different, and owning that, and you can model and you can learn, but you don't be like anybody else because no one else is like you, and just own that. Straight up. I used to compare myself a lot. Especially when I first started, because I was looking at all these entrepreneurs and these motivational speakers and I was just like, damn, they're so good. How am I going to be like that? And then I stepped back and I said to myself in my head with the conversation, I said, yeah, bro, but no one has what you have. No one has the life experience that you have. No one has your heart. No one has the way that you think. No one has your mind power. No one has your compassion, your affection. No one's lived the experience of, growing up with 3 sisters and, not being able to play soccer because your mum said you're too skinny, being bullied, doing drugs. No one's lived that exact experience. And so I started to own that. And I started to not compare myself to anyone and just believe that I am enough and love myself enough to accept myself for who I am and really, really change my life because I am more than enough. As my friend from Boston, Liz Lima, just launched her book. It is called I Am Enough is Bullshit. And what that actually means is I am enough is bullshit in terms of I am enough because I am more than enough. You are more than enough. You are not just enough. You are more than enough. So shout out to Liz Lima from Boston. Her book is called I Am Enough is Bullshit, is BS. Check it out on Amazon. And I'm sure you'll find it to be an amazing read. She's a scientist, an entrepreneur, and a speaker. And I was blessed to actually be in our Lisa Nichols Speakers Mastermind group together, sharing that space for a few days and got to know her really well. And I think it's brilliant because I actually had the negative effect when I read the title and I was like, I was enough. I am enough is BS. What do you mean? I am enough is bullshit. It is bullshit. You are more than enough. You are not just enough. It's like saying, oh, you're just good. You're just good. No, I'm fucking great. I'm extraordinary. Oh, you're so good. You're so nice. No, I'm fucking brilliant. It's kind of just affirming that to yourself that you are more than enough. You're not just enough. You're amazing. Give yourself a round of applause. Straight up. It is. It's not. I know that we have these sayings, you know, I am enough. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, I am enough. No, you are more than enough. You are brilliant. You are extraordinary. You are amazing. And you have something special, Mr. Les Brown. You have something special. You have greatness within you. I'm just reading something on my Facebook live. Christine Marie, I am enough, but I desire more, so as to have flight within my light. I like that, flight within my light. You desire more, I am enough. I know you're enough. You're actually more than enough. The fact that you wrote that proves to me that you know that you are more than enough. And you just have to start leaning into that truth and start, moving into new experiences in your life that are going to broaden your horizons, that are going to expand your mind, that are going to build your confidence, that are going to allow you to see more of that light that you have within you because you didn't know that you could learn something more. Just like all my experiences, man, like I did not know that I was going to be in Chicago for 5 or 6 weeks and I was going to be going to all these open mics and I was going to be speaking on stage in front of musicians, rappers, comedians, poets. And I used to sit there for 2 hours waiting to speak for 5 minutes. I didn't know that was going to happen. I didn't know that I could do that. I never envisioned it. I never believed it. But geez, it helped me grow. It allowed me to network with people in physical form, not just through social media. And this is not everybody has to do this. So you don't have to live that experience. But it's all about trying new things. It's all about self-discovery. It's all about stepping into a new version of yourself, creating a new season for your life that you never thought was possible. And the more that you do that, the more that you will actually go, wow, this is amazing. You're more than enough. You're more than capable. You have everything within you to become. You can have more than you've got because you can become more than you are. Absolutely amazing. I love that quote from Jim Rohn. So cool. Don't give in to your fears. If you do, you won't be able to talk to your heart. You know what? Many people are living in their fears. What about if we reverse that and we were like, many people are living in their dreams? Live in your dreams, in your mind, of the possibilities of what you want and where you see yourself. Act as if it's already done. I'm sitting here right now in a mindset of achieving all my dreams, and I have achieved everything, and this is my life right now, and I'm doing it, and I'm living it, and I'm breathing it. And act as if it's already done. Don't live in the fears. Let the fears, allow them to be there. It's an emotion. It's a connection with your emotion, with your soul, of something that you've never done before. You're afraid of it because it's unfamiliar. It's uncertain. It's different. As soon as your body reacts in a negative way according to a thought that you're thinking about or something that you're like, you know what, I want to do this, but I'm afraid. Of course you're going to be afraid because you've never done it before or you're not used to it. But the more that you lean into that, the more that you don't allow that fear to control you, that's where the growth is, man. That's where the growth is. I was getting nervous with these podcasts. Doing these podcasts, I was getting nervous. And now I love it. Now I just continue to push and continue to show up because the more that I do something that I'm uncomfortable with, the more that I do something that I'm unfamiliar with, the more that I do something that I didn't know that I could do it, the more confidence I get. The more I believe in myself, the more momentum I build. And once you hit that sweet spot of that momentum, it's freaking crazy. Because then you go, wow, if I can do this, imagine what I can do next. And that's the beautiful place, I'm like in this energy field right now, and I can just feel the love of myself, of my truth, because of what I'm doing, And it's so beautiful. But guys, thank you for tuning in. If you're listening to this and you're inspired, please share it with your friends. You never know who may need that love, who may need that support, who may need that motivation, that inspiration to hear a message. I am a messenger from the universe, from some galaxy from far away that I have just awoken, and I'm spreading the love, the positivity of believing in yourself, that anything that you believe in can become your reality if you're willing to be courageous, if you're willing to take action and push yourself, to unwire yourself from your programming of everything external and start actually rewiring and reprogramming your mind, your power within yourself, so that you can be the man or the woman that you were always born and meant to be. Share this message, because you might save someone's life. And please let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know where you're listening to this. If you're on YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple, Deezer, Stitcher, TuneIn, Radio Public, YouTube, I think I already said that. Doesn't matter. Let me know. Leave a comment. I really appreciate your support. Truly means the universe to me. And I hope that wherever you are around the world, you have an extraordinary day, and know that you are more than enough. You are more than capable, and you have everything that you need to achieve absolutely whatever desire and dream that you have within you. But it all starts with you. Famous words by Trent Shelton. Peace, much love, and I hope you are all amazing. Another day, another blessing. Peace out. This is Luke Mind Power signing out. Bye.